It was that summer that I became involved with an older boy in my neighborhood. And when he was around, I didn't have to steal and risk getting caught and risk having my 8-year-old brother. I don't know what would have happened to him if I got caught. And this older boy would buy us food, and he would make me feel protected. He would tell me, anybody messes with you, I've got your back, I'll take care of you. So he gave me the two things that I always wanted in a male figure, which was protection and provision. And I became super attached to him in what I now know is a trauma bond, and ended up in a 7-year-long abusive relationship with him. I stayed because I thought all relationships were like that, genuinely. That was what was modeled to me. And I also stayed because I didn't think I was worth anymore. And ultimately, that relationship led me to the commercial sex industry, where I worked as a stripper, and essentially he became my pimp. And I gave him all my money, and he started using me to recruit other women from the club. And I never realized that I was being exploited. I was in such a deep place of denial. For me, the big catalyst, the big game changer was a friend who just loved me unconditionally and accepted me as I was. She would invite me to church, but her friendship with me was never contingent on that. And eventually I just had a chance to see through her life an example that there was something different about her, and I wanted to know what that was. And I thought, honestly, I didn't want to go to church. I thought if there is a God, he wouldn't want anything to do with someone like me. But she eventually kind of got me curious. Someone else got me a little bit curious too, and that was, of all people, the manager of the strip club that I worked in. And I always found him to be standoffish and was very intimidated by him. But I went to him one night because I started going to church, and I said, I need my shifts changed for Wednesdays. And he said, why? I said, because I want to go to church first. And as it turns out, he was Christian. And we found out backstage that there's a crazy connection. He was actually the first person to pray for me. He had his briefcase, and I went in one night, I was so angry. I think I had actually just even attacked a customer. That's how angry I was. And he's like, you can't keep doing this. What's going on? I said, I want to leave. I want to get out. And he said, can I pray for you? He opened up his briefcase. He had a gun and a bottle of anointing oil, and he pulled out the anointing oil. He laid hands on me and prayed that God would help me find a way out of the clubs. And he said to me that he had talked to this TV show host who told him that as long as he was stuck there in the clubs, that he was in the trenches, and that God was going to use him to reach the women working there. And I was one of those women, and you were the host.
I bet this guy.